How's everybody doing? I've got DARPA in my field. I've got Mark Zuckerberg, Sabrina Pastursky, Mia Kunis. I've got a whole host of people that are really smart in my field right now. Ben Gortzel. And they're telling me to explain this again. All that is and ever will be has already been created. Okay, what we're doing is accessing already what exists. From the 3D, 5D holographic simulation. Actually, you have the 7D and the 9D that already exist too, but you're quite far off from ever being able to access that. Say 1,000 years. Inky's saying that you're 1,000 years off from 7D, 9D. So I want you to understand exactly what you're doing. All that is and ever will be. When I open up a piece of timeline to go exist in that timeline, I'm opening up a 200-year window. All that is and ever will be or accessible in that 200-year window is already being streamed. Everything that all that is and ever will be has already been created. It's just a matter of hacking into it, tapping into it to access it. The code already exists. Now, we live in the 3D simulation right now, but the 5D code is already being beamed. You just haven't tapped into it yet. The 3D simulation is a biological simulation. The biological cannot function without the synthetic code. Now, the 5D holographic overlay is the synthetic code. The synthetic code can exist. You can project a world. You can make a world within a world using just synthetic code alone. It does not require the biological. Only the 3D requires biological and synthetic. The 5D is a projection that you're tapping into that's being beamed. It's from my consciousness. It's being beamed to goddamn Olympus One. Olympus One is beaming it back. We're just simply tapping into that synthetic code that already exists for the 5D holographic universe. DARPA is asking me how many years to develop. You already have the tech. It's just a matter. I'm tired, and there's a lot on my mind, so words are going to escape me. But 2 years for orbital neural implant. We're about 2.5 years to nail down the ocular implant, and it requires that you stitch to the root where the nerve joins the visual cortex, because you have to be able to shut off the visual at times. And so for that, it's about 2.5 years. Now, when you stitch to that, your ocular implant, that is immediate. You'll be able to immediately access whatever. Your orbital neural implant requires about 18 months to 2 years to integrate into the neural network. Inky's telling me correct, into the cerebral neural network. That implant requires it go against your brain. You go in through the temple. DARPA said, how long does it last? It'll last as long as your earthly vessel lasts. It's just like your IP. You already have the ability to power something. They use the alkalinity of the blood to power all the nanotechnology that's already in the people. It's the same principle. You just use the damn alkalinity of the fucking human body, the blood, and you charge the goddamn cell. I have DARPA out here asking me how long until the first generation of Homo Cyborgus Gen 2 comes online. If we were to start within the next 2 years, we can have the first generation of Homo Cyborgus Gen 2 online by 2035 in the United States. They're asking me about the procedures. To do this takes a matter of minutes. It's just an injectable, people. You got to inject one on each side. The ocular implant, in the beginning, you'll have to be put under, people, because they're having to move your eyeball. They're having to go in and then go like this and go up here, and then they're having to stitch in. You'll have to be put under, period. But in the beginning, you're looking at about 1.5 hours, 2 hours. That will come down, though. It will come down to an hour relatively quickly, they're telling me. Inky said within 6 months it will be down to an hour. DARPA's asking me what else you can do with it. Well, I'm going to address this from a standpoint of a military aspect. I can give a soldier super hearing. First and foremost, you can give them super hearing. You can make somebody hear something 1,000 meters away relatively easily. Inky's giving me the answers right now. He's saying 1,000 meters away relatively easily. For instance, the people, a lot of humans, you don't understand this really or know this, but the nanotech that's inside of you, the IP address, that IP address is actually already attached to your souls, people. And so DARPA, normal people will not be able to have access to this, but it has a military application. You can visually see dark energy or dark matter energy that's attached to the soul. What that allows you to do is, if you have a friendly behind enemy combatant lines, you can attach to the IP address that's on their soul and see the dark energy matter. It's just like thermal on a battlefield. So nothing appears except for the red. You'll see the red standing out. The person could be 2,000 yards away. You'll see the red glow of your friendly that's behind enemy lines. That's just one possibility. You can create a 3D holographic overlay that incorporates the dark matter energy. So if you've got a team of 20, I can know the position. I can have it projected just into my ocular, just a 3D graphic, a holographic overlay, so that I still have visual of the battlefield, but I can see the red dots in reference to my position. Again, I mentioned this, but you can access night vision, which is it's a refractive or a reflective code of the light code, the spectrum, but you can adjust it too. You can prevent, like with night vision, traditionally you have a flare issue where somebody hits you with a flashlight or something, you got a flare issue. You can control that by regulating the access to the nanometer spectrum that you're seeing the refractive code in. I think I got all that language correct. Inky's saying close to fucking enough. Thermal is a reflective light code that is a heat signature. It's a heat signature that produces a reflective light code, Inky is telling me. You can access that easily. Normal people, you'll be able to access that. You won't be able to access the tech, essentially the soul chamber tech, which is your dark matter energy, and you won't be able to access the high thermal stuff, because again, it allows you to be able to see through people's walls. People, you can see somebody. It's high definition. 5D is high definition. There's higher pixelation than the 3D quality world. There's a higher pixelation rate and processing rate in the 5D compared to the 3D. So you have higher clarity, higher definition, but in the 3D, you have to understand, people, in the 3D, your mind already has ability to fill in the blanks, people, on code. And you do it all the fucking time. You're just not aware of it. But I'll explain it this way. When you fixate your sight on something, there's a telephone pole in front of me. I'm in a parking lot. I have clarity because it's in my line of sight. It's my visual cue. I have clarity of this object. If let's use a movie, for example. That light pole is now a dinosaur. Oh no, I have to turn and run the other way. When I turn, once I cue it visually, my brain already understands. When I turn, now my vision's over here. This is in my peripheral vision. I know there's an object there, but it's not clear. But because I've identified it as a dinosaur already, my mind is filling in the goddamn blanks to say, oh my God, run, that's a dinosaur. So I can turn 180 degrees and run, look over my shoulder, still see the object in my peripheral, and my brain understands to fill in the blanks that that's a Tyrannosaurus Rex chasing you. That's how it works, people. You're already able to fill in the blanks for where there's code lapses in processing. So with that, peace and blessing be upon your homes.